in this video, I want to show you how to do some jelly prints in this cityscape style. And this can be any city, but it is specifically, I painted it to be Venice. So where I got the silhouette from is my own paintings. I'll just set that to the side. So this painting that I did is a, I believe, 24 by 24 canvas, I think. And so I have this I have a high-res image of this because I do make prints from it. And I just took the silhouette and then cut it out and made a mask from it, or a stencil or an outline, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I did with that. Let me just put this away. So here's what I printed off from that. You can see that I've used it this way and I've used it this way. So let's start with this one. And I'm just gonna put my jelly plate this way. I've cleaned it off. And the best way to clean it off for me, my favorite way to clean it off, is to just make another print. If there's any little bits of paint, I just cover it with some more paint and then pull it. So this one, there was some turquoise left in here, and I just put a layer of pink on it, pulled it up, and you get a clean one. And then you can use that paper. All right, so let's do it this side. And what we're gonna start with is, I think what I want to do, I'm going to lay this down about, actually I'm going to put it up a little bit. Okay. And I want some gold metallic, because I always want gold metallic. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you. And I don't have a whole lot left in this jar, but we'll see what I can get out of here. Wow, okay, that was really on there quite tight. Okay. And I'm just going to brush this on. This is a script one, so I think this is what I'll use. Just make sure this is on really good. It does stick quite well. This is just a vinyl thing I had, so I printed it on that. You can use a regular stencil, blank stencil sheet that you buy, or you can use those big tab dividers. Whatever will work. Transparency. This is what I had. It's a vinyl thing that I just didn't take the sticker off of. Okay, so I'm just putting some paint around that. And I'm just going to see here, make sure it's not too, and I just want to put some gold in here. And this is a script pattern, but it doesn't really matter what you use. I just want some gold accents on that because I think it would be kind of cool. And I'm just going to just wipe up that a little bit. Okay, put that to the side. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit, I think, just from that. Just seems to be a little bit on there. So I'm just going to take okay. Jelly printing is always a surprise. You never know quite what you're going to get. You can plan it, and hopefully it turns out, but sometimes you get something that you really don't like, or something that you didn't plan for but you really love. So anyways, we're letting this dry. Alright, so I think that's dry enough. So we're just going to put some of this on. That's probably too much. Some of this. So with these cityscapes, you really want to make sure you get to the top of those buildings. Just get right in there. I think that's good. Let's go wipe off my sprayer. Now, before that dries, I think I'm just going to put just a little stencil in here, I think. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Let's put this thing in here. This is a little sticker. I'm just going to stick it off to the side, and I'm just going to pick it up with my paper here. I just want to lighten it a little bit. Just going to pat it down lightly. Now I have made kind of a mark there, which I don't love, so I'm just going to pick that up a little bit and just kind of fade this out. Okay. Another thing you could do is just use a big stencil, that's big enough, and just pat it down in some areas. Just to add another little layer of dimension there. My paint's starting to dry, so it's just very subtle, which is what I want. And then, of course, you always want to have a little sheet of tissue paper or wax paper or tracing paper or jelly paper or just copy paper that you can, because I actually use this kind of thing more than I use my cardstock. Whenever I'm using cardstock to pull my prints, it's because it's a print that I'm hoping I could frame. And most of the stuff I do with the Gelli Plate is to use for other projects. So we're just letting this dry, and it will be dry soon because we just picked up a bunch of stuff. Alright, so I've got this really nice blue, but because this is going to be such a light background, I want to make sure that this is dark enough. So now that this is all dry, this is protected. It's very important to let that dry. I'm going to go in with some ultramarine and some raw umber and make it a little bit darker background. And then the turquoise will still show, the turquoisey color will still show on top. And the gold is also protected. And some of those lighter areas will be perfect because they'll still be light. So there we go. So now that should be a dark enough background for that part of it. So we're going to let this dry now. So now this is all dry, and I just took off the top part just to make sure that all these little tops would dry. And what we're going to do now is I think I'm going to do a little bit less colorful than this one, because I think this is going to turn out lighter than this one. So if I do a really colorful sky, then I want this pretty dark. Although, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. So this is all protected because it's dry. So that's important to understand. So until we start lifting wet paint, that's fine. And then I do want to put a little bit of red in. And we don't need a lot. And maybe some yellow. Probably put way too much white. That's okay. And then take your brush. It can be any kind of soft, flat brush. Yeah, let's do this one here. And I'm just gonna go through and just do it like I would a sky. And I do want to cover the whole thing. Be careful when you're going, I don't need to go down here, but I am going to overlap on these buildings. Be careful when you're going over the buildings. You don't want to start lifting that up. So be watching for that. And I think I'm just going to add a little bit of red down here. That's probably more than what I wanted. Okay. I think that should be good. Let me just see here. It's hard to see because you're looking at what, you're not looking at what's going to be on the front. I think I'm just going to pick up some of this red and just put it over here. Just to put some over there. Okay, that's good. Now the next thing is, if you want to stamp in this, which I do, I'm going to use this pattern because I'm just going to put it on this one here. This specific piece is quite ornamental, if that's the right word. Quite decorative. And we don't mind that. A lot of it won't show anyways. And there, that's good. So you can see I'm just stamping onto here. And then I can use this for a collage piece or whatever. Okay, so we're going to let this dry. This is now dry, I think. Not along the edge, but that's okay. It's all dry on top. So now I'm just going to take a vintage white and I'm going to cover the whole thing with it. I don't want it to be too thick because then it will take longer to set in, but I just want a good coverage. And I think this looks good. Okay. And right away, be ready with your cardstock. I'm just going to stand up so I can get this straight on. Well, that's not straight on at all, but I don't have to do because it's down now. And I just want to let this sit here for a little bit because I do want to get up everything that I can. When you don't get it all, you get this, which can be kind of cool, and you might get that anyways. Like I said, with Gelli printing, you just have to be prepared And I'm going to brayer it, especially along the edges here. You can check, see what's coming up. Hopefully we get a good pull here. Okay, let's go for it and see what we get. Okay, there, that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now one thing, the pattern of this didn't come through, so maybe I didn't do it enough. You can see it, like it's very subtle, but in this one it's a lot more pronounced, and maybe because I just got more color on it. But this is very involved anyway, so I don't know how much you want that. Now, as many of you might be wondering, why not just paint this? Well, you can't. I did paint it, and you saw it on the canvas that I showed you at the beginning of this video, and that's what it looked like. And these are very similar colors to what I used, if not the exact same colors. So you get a completely different look with the Gelli Plate, and it's just not comparable. So you get one look with painting, and you get one look with a Gelli Plate, and you know, you can do both, and it's fun to do both. Obviously there's positives to both. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I love it. I love how the gold turned out on here, and then there's just a little bit of the blue, some of the lighter blue, some of the darker blue, and then you can see the kind of sunset colors in the background. So now let's do one in a little bit different style. We're going to do one more and see what that looks like. So let me just find a different skyline here. This one I believe is Athens, from a picture I took when I was in Athens. This one is Paris, which could be good. This one is, this is another Venice one. And I have London. I don't know where though. Or maybe I don't have London. This is Rome. I don't know if that'll translate or not. Let's try it though. See, the reason why I like this, the reason why I like this one is because of just the shape of it. But let's try a different one. Yeah, let's try this one. So this is Rome. This one is not from a picture I took though, although I have been to Rome. So if we're doing Rome, you know what? I want to do different colors, I think. Okay, well, let's just do this, whatever. So when you're doing this, have a piece of paper here. For this one, we need a piece of paper here because I don't want to go over that line. I'm using just, I don't know, whatever this day they're rounding. It says light blue. These little ones don't really specify a whole lot. And this one is lemon yellow. I do have some pictures of the Colosseum that I want to do sometime, but I have to make a stencil of it. I tried to find one that I could cut in my silhouette, but it was too frustrating to figure out how it would cut and to picture it. Okay, so I want a little bit more to that. That's not really going to do it, that color. I'm going to add some light brown in there. I hope you can see this okay. I think you can. Because those colors just don't say Rome to me. Not that it has to, but there we go. Okay, actually if I wanted to be more accurate, I probably would put like a slate blue in there. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry. First, actually, before we do that, I want to put just a little bit of a design in here. And so for that, let's see, what says Rome to me? I don't know. We could just put a script in there. No, that's more, that says French to me. I don't know. Maybe just a little bit of stamping, actually, instead of a mask. If I can get into my drawer over here. Ugh. What a disaster. Okay. So I'm just gonna use this foam stamp. And this will be enough to put a pattern in. There. I think that works. So I took this off and it's just too green. I'm not happy with it. It's too green and I really want it to be kind of a silhouette. So I'm just going to place this back down, hopefully in the same place. Well, let's mix up some ultramarine again and this brown and see what we get. So the same kind of silhouette that we had in the previous one with Venice. And hopefully we'll get the same kind of effect. No, I don't. What do I want to do? I don't know. I'm almost tempted to put a little yellow in there. Would that be crazy? Yes, because it'll turn green. Okay. I don't know what to do. Let me just take a look here. Okay, I'm going to use this dark. Oops. You stay down there. Do not come up. Just a minute, I'm going to place this a little better here. There. Okay. Well, let's just do this, see what happens. That's a little darker. I'm kind of liking that. I'm not sure why I have a big opening spot there. I just kind of want to tone down that green. Okay, it's starting to lift stuff up. So let's just stop. And I think this will be okay, actually. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so let's let this dry. Yeah, it's almost dry. All right, this layer is dry. So here we go. Okay, we're just going to put some burnt umber around the edge because I want to create a vignette effect. So we'll see how this goes. So what we've got here is the Colosseum, St. Peter's. I think this is Castel Sant'Angelo with the angel on top of it. This is, I think this is the King Vittorio Emanuele monument, I think. And then this is an obelisk. I'm not sure which one. Just some information for you there, so that you know it's Rome. This is the horse. A few horses here. They don't really show up very well, but that's okay. And that would be... Okay, so I'm just doing the outside here. And I don't mind a little bit going in the middle here. And I'm going to lift this up right here because I just want it very subtle. But I don't want like lines, if you know what I mean. But I might get that. Oh well, whatever. Make sure you don't lift this area. And I could do that with a stencil, but I don't feel like it. Okay, so this is probably already dry just because I did so much with it. And I'm going to put this quatrefoil pattern on it now. And okay, so this frames, so this does not cover the whole Gelli plate, so that means I want to make a frame, kind of. If I can't cover it, then I might as well embrace it. And I'm just gonna see what happens here. It might be a little too much, and if it is, then we'll just take some of it away. Okay. So I'm just going to use this and take my, probably not going to be enough. Let's use this. This is a good, and I just want to press, especially in the middle, again. I want to take a lot of it away. Okay, now what does that look like? I'm going to just take this. I don't want that much there. Okay. Hopefully I'm not lifting too much underneath. Lift this up and then let that dry. All right, I'm back. What do we got here? Just a few little spots that I don't want to be patient enough to wait for. So I'll just dab at them with my finger. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this light vintage white again. And we'll see how that works. And I just need to get a piece of cardstock ready, which I don't have. Here we go. All right, so we're going to cover this whole thing. And I don't know if that's going to be enough. And we'll see how this works. Now you don't want to start lifting the pattern underneath. So don't push too hard. And you can see that quatrefoil. So let's get this on here. And I have no idea what this is going to look like. Absolutely no idea. Because I think this is quite different from the other one I did. And I'm just going to use my brayer. I like using my brayer on the cardstock, especially if I'm pulling something that could possibly be framed and not just a collage element or something that I'll use pieces of it for. You know, this could possibly be something that someone might want to frame and put up in their house. maybe not, maybe just me. So then, obviously I use higher quality paper, and then I really want to try to get a good pull. So let's see what we've got here. Let me sit down for this. Okay. Not ready. This side's good. This side is not good. That side's good. That corner's looking good. I don't know, we might just not get this corner. Ugh, I don't like that. Okay, well, let's see. I don't know. I don't know what we got here. Okay, this is interesting because it didn't pull the blue. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just, I don't think it's gonna pull it actually. I'm not sure why it wouldn't pull it. What did I use? I don't know, maybe I just didn't do it dark. No, that doesn't make sense. The yellow went through the blue. So you know what I'm going to do to fix this? First I'm going to grab, no, I'm just going to use, no, I'm not going to use that. Another thing I like to print on is newsprint. So you can just buy these, you can buy like rolls of newsprint, but I have these too. And that is so weird with that yellow. That yellow really just permeated everything. That's crazy. Okay. Let's just go for something crazy. Let's go for this. Ultramarine. Yeah, let's do this. See what we get. We're just playing now because we got nothing to lose, people. Nothing to lose. Okay, well, that's not enough paint. So I'll show you what I'm going to do to fix that print in a second. It's not how you would, it's not how I would prefer to do it, but if I want to save that, other than cutting it up in pieces, if I have something that I might be able to do to make it frameable. Frameable. See my quotation marks. Frameable. Okay. Let's stick this down. Yeah, it just doesn't want to pull. That's crazy. So what did I do that made this not want to come up? I don't know, it's still down there. I got that. Meh. Whatever. It is what it is. Okay. So I'm gonna take, okay, I'm just gonna put this to the side. I mean, that could still be cool if I could find a way to pull it. I'm gonna take this back. I have to do this opposite now. Nope. Where am I here? What am I doing? Okay, here we go. Be an issue. And I'm just going to grab a sponge. And I am going to take my, this really doesn't like sticking, my ultramarine again. I think this is ultramarine. Yep. and my brown. And mix them up. And then I just want this light, just enough so you can see the pattern. And like I said in the other video, you really want to make sure you get the tops in there, because that's what will tell you what's going on. It doesn't matter so much what you get down here, but if the tops of the buildings are very are not clear, then it's not going to make sense. So now that's not a rule in all situations, but with Gelli printing a cityscape, it is. Like if you were painting this cityscape, like full on painting it, you might want to have some lost and found edges when you do the top of the skyline. But because this is a silhouette and, you know, just the style, obviously, you want to make sure you get those tops. You get it. So I actually really like this this pattern here. It's really kind of cool. But it's going to look weird if I leave it too much. So I'm going to cover up a little bit more of it. I don't need to cover it up all. We'll see how it goes. And because I love the gold, I'm going to do something. What am I going to do? I don't know. I'm going to take my gold, which hopefully has not dried up, and I'm going to just a little bit, because I love it. Oh yeah, okay. So this piece isn't going to have a lot of contrast, but it will have contrast where it needs to, hopefully, by the time I lift this up. I didn't mean for that to come off right then. Okay, so there we go. Actually, that turned out pretty cool, I gotta say. Totally different than what I expected, but that's pretty cool. I like it. So this is how to do a couple of cityscapes and how to save a disaster of a Gelli print pull. There you go. Done and done.